All right, welcome back. Today, we're diving deep into Africa's incredibly rich spiritual heritage. And let me tell you, it's a world where the divine isn't just some abstract idea, but something you can find in nature, in rhythm, and in some really profound moral wisdom. So, let's get into it. So, you've probably heard this question before, maybe even asked it yourself. What exactly is African religion? And, it sounds like a straightforward question, but the answer is so much more complex and, frankly, way more interesting than you'd think. Because the truth is, there is no one single African religion. That's a huge misconception. We're talking about a massive continent with literally thousands of unique spiritual traditions. Each one has its own perspective on creation, on life, on our purpose. So to really get a feel for this richness, let's look at 3 really powerful examples. First up, let's journey to Nigeria, to the Igbo people, and explore their concept of the divine source, a concept they call Chukwu. This is such a brilliant metaphor, isn't it? Just think about sunlight for a second. It's everywhere. It gives life to everything on the planet. It's absolutely essential. But you can't grab it, you can't hold it, you can't put it in a box. It has no single form. And that, right there, is the very essence of Ṣàngó. So Chukwu is understood as this great spirit, the ultimate source of everything that is, was, or ever will be. It's a divine presence that's so vast, so infinite, that it's actually beyond our complete human understanding or description. And from that one core idea, you get these beautiful teachings. See, if Chukwu is the source of all things, then it means every single one of us carries a piece of that divine spark. It means everything in nature is deeply connected, and that means our whole purpose is to live in a way that respects and honors that delicate, interconnected balance. I mean, how relevant is that in our world today? Okay, for our next stop, let's travel to the Yoruba tradition of West Africa. Here, we're going to explore a very different manifestation of the divine. Sango, who is this incredibly powerful and dynamic force of justice. Wow, what an image! It's not just thunder and lightning, it's a thunderbolt of truth. This metaphor tells you everything. Sango isn't about random, chaotic power. It's about focused power with a very clear purpose, to slice through deception, to destroy injustice, and to bring what's hidden in the dark into the light. So, as an Orisha, which is a deity in the Yoruba tradition, Sango embodies these incredible forces. He represents thunder, fire, and just raw, untamed power. But, and this is the key, he channels all of that energy for the sake of divine justice. And this really gets to the core of it, right? It's all about the deep, unbreakable link between power and morality. The teachings of Sango tell us that real strength, true power, comes from living with courage and honesty, and any power you might have, well, it must be used for good. Justice isn't just a nice idea we came up with, it's a fundamental, divine force of the cosmos itself. All right, for our third and final example, we're heading to East Africa, to the Kikuyu and Maasai peoples. We're going to explore Ngai, a concept of the divine that is profoundly tied to the natural world. I just love how beautifully specific and grounded this metaphor is. Ngai isn't some abstract idea floating up in the clouds. No, Ngai is the mountain peak. It's a physical, tangible bridge that connects our world, the earth, to the heavens. It stands as a symbol of stability, of divine protection, and a direct, visible link to the sacred. For the Kikuyu and Maasai, the absolutely magnificent Mount Kenya is the literal home of Nyame. This makes the divine incredibly present, a part of their daily landscape. Nyame is the one who brings the rain, the source of all fertility, the creator of life, and it's all centered right there, in that sacred physical place. So, as you can imagine, the teachings flow directly from this deep connection to the land. Nature itself becomes a kind of holy text. Living with gratitude for what the earth provides is how you invite blessings into your life, and keeping harmony within the community, That's seen as living in alignment with the divine will. It's a powerful reminder of how sacred our natural world is. So let's just pull these three amazing ideas together for a second. You've got the formless, everywhere at once sunlight of Chukwu. Then you have the sharp, striking thunderbolt of truth from Sango. And finally, the solid, sacred mountain peak of Ngai. Three totally different cultures and three incredibly powerful, unique metaphors for understanding the divine. But here's the really cool part. As different as they all sound, when you take a step back, you start to see this beautiful tapestry of shared wisdom that's woven through all of them. Across these traditions and so many others in Africa, you keep finding these same powerful truths. The idea that the divine is both incredibly close, in the mountain, in our communities, and at the same time, infinitely vast, like the sunlight. That nature is a sacred teacher. That justice is a fundamental law of the universe. And maybe the biggest one of all, that all of life is woven into one single, interconnected web. Which really brings us to this final, profound point. These traditions, they aren't just artifacts from the past. They are living, breathing philosophies that offer some powerful insights for all of us right now. They're a beautiful reminder that the sacred, well, it speaks every language and has countless names and faces. So, I'll leave you with a question to reflect on. Whether it's in the awe you feel in nature, or in the fight for justice, or maybe just in the connection you feel with the people you love, what sacred truths are woven into your world? Thanks so much for exploring this with me today.